Hello again, everybody, at Vintage Iron Range Dirt Track Racing. I am joined here today by the legendary Roger Carlson from Hibbing. Rog, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you today.
How have you been doing?
I've been doing well, thank you.
Great. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and have a little chat with us. Rog, what got you interested in racing?
Well, I started going when they first started in Hibbing. I took one of my neighbors, he was a paraplegic, and I helped him get there, and we started watching him, and it really struck me, and I loved it. So that's one thing I always wanted to get involved with it.
So you were at the track in the early 50s then when racing just started forming?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been after horses, right?
After the horses.
Then they started the cars in the early 50s. All right. What year did you actually start driving a car?
1955.
And what was your first car?
My first car was, I guess you'd call them jalopies. It was a 39 Ford Coupe.
And that was a number 44?
44.
Right.
I bought it from Eddie Sabatini from Hibbing.
And he was 44 as well.
Correct.
So you must have just kept the number on that
I
car?
kept the number right on it.
Okay. What all classes did you race throughout your career?
Well, we started, I guess, with the jalopy and I guess street stocks you would call them. Modifieds, late models, and I could think that's about it.
Is it true that you even hot lapped a midget car a time or two?
Yes, it was.
That always must have been an experience.
That was at the fair in Hibbing. The IMCA midgets come into town that weekend, and I got to know this one driver, and he asked if I'd like to try it out, and it was quite an experience.
IMCA was quite big back in the day.
They're very big, yes.
Did you ever pull double duty? Did you like drive more than one class at a race night?
Yes, I had.
Okay. Now, you owned your own cars at the beginning of your career for the first
At the start I did.
for the
yes,
first
I had
handful of
my
years.
own.
But then you ended up driving for a lot of different car owners.
Quite a few.
Who all do you remember driving for?
Oh, Don Mohawk. Boy, there's so many. Mohawk was my main man.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove for Bob Royney. I drove for Ernie Broadham. And I had a little brain fade, but there was about
That white and blue number 9. That was Shaddy Holman owned car?
Shaddy Holman on that one, yes.
Okay. A lot of these same names keep popping up as car owners. A lot of these guys fielded a lot of cars for many years, but never actually drove themselves.
I've run for about 10 different car owners in my career.
Now, your career started in the mid-50s, and the most of your career was based on stock cars that people would strip down, knock the glass out, put a roll cage in, and build a car.
Right.
You never really got into driving the professionally made cars by chassis building companies.
No.
Okay. What all types or brands of car did you race, do you remember? Starting with the 39 Ford Coupe.
Ford, of course, Chevy, Mopar, and that was about it.
You drove several different cars, though.
Yes.
So you weren't loyal to one make or another. You just would drive whatever you could get your hands on, and whatever seat you fit in, someone gave you a ride, you'd plop in it and go.
I get it and honk it out.
And did a damn good job of it, if I might say.
Thank you.
One thing I've noticed about you, not only did you drive a lot of different cars, you had a lot of different numbers as well. Most drivers have 1, 2, maybe 3 numbers throughout their career. I've noticed you seem to have more numbers than I can count on all my hands. Why was that?
Well, you drive for different people. They have different numbers, and then I had my own numbers, and I think I figured it out one day. I had about 19 different numbers.
And you drove for Mohawk for probably the biggest stint of your career, but you've had several different numbers just driving for Don.
Yeah, we started out with 16. we had 17, we had 20, and 29.
Why did you have to change numbers so much, even though they're all
Well,
for
when we
now?
ran down at the state fair, our main number then was number 20, and someone pre-entered a number 20 ahead of us, so they changed it right there to 29. They had their own sign painters and everything that would do the lettering
Right at the track.
right at the track.
That's pretty cool. Excuse me. You are a member of the Hibbing Raceway Hall of Fame, correct?
Yes,
Do you remember what year you were inducted into that?
2013.
Okay. And who else do you remember being inducted in that year with you?
Harry Johnson and Tom Nesbitt.
Okay, Harry, the sprint car driver, the horse thief.
Correct, Harry the horse.
Okay, probably one of the best racing nicknames ever.
Yeah, very good.
All right, well, this concludes part one of our interview with Roger Carlson. Please stay tuned for part two.